What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another 5-minute preview here on the CU04 YouTube channel. This week, of course, is Carlisle United versus Derby County in EFL Sky Bet League 1 action at Brunton Park this Saturday the 23rd of September, and it will be, of course, a 3 o'clock kickoff. Now, this game is going to be massive, really. Carlisle have got a great fan base, obviously, in my opinion. I'm a Carlisle fan, but Derby County are a massive club that probably shouldn't really be in League One, if we're being honest. But let's look at the opposition then. Derby were founded in 1884. Their current manager is Paul Wayne. Their stadium is, of course, Pride Park, which holds a whopping 33,597. And yes, they're a Sky Bet League One club. Crazy. But miles to miles is 188 miles from stadium to stadium. Last season, they just missed out on the playoffs in 7th with 76 points. And this season, they sit smack bang in the middle of the table in 12th position with a total of 10 points after 9 games. Now, looking at the previous 5 games then, looking at Derby to start with, Derby got a 1-0 win over Fleetwood Town. They got an impressive 4-2 victory away at Peterborough before Bolton beat them 1-0 at Bolton. And then Derby got a 1-1 draw against Portsmouth this weekend. We'd seen a late penalty for Derby and then a very late equaliser for Portsmouth. And then they played Lincoln in the Papa John's Trophy last night, literally about 3 hours ago, as of the time of recording this video, and they got a 2-0 win there. Carlisle, of course, had 1-0 loss to Port Vale before a 2-1 win at home against Shrewsbury. 1-0 loss in the Papa John's Trophy against Accrington. And then we've had 2 back-to-back away draws, Stevenage and Lincoln there. 2 good points on the road for Carlisle against Stevenage and Lincoln, to be fair. I think we've improved every single game we've played this season in the league. We just seem to be going into the division more and more every single week. So I think this is going to be a very interesting game, because coming into the form books, Derby probably just edge it on form because they've got a couple of victories in there. Well, they've got quite a few victories. They've got 3 victories, 1 draw with a loss, and Carlisle have obviously got 2 losses, 1 win and 2 draws. But I think the 2 draws are very impressive from Carlisle, Stevenage and Lincoln. Look at our head-to-head against Derby then. We haven't played them very often. Last time we played them was in 2016. It's pictured Nicky Adams on your screen there. And if you remember that game, it finished on penalties. It finished 1-1 and then it went to penalties. And the penalties finished 14-13 in favour of Derby. So there was 28 penalties that night, which is just a crazy stat. But then we played them in 2014 in the League Cup, and then we haven't played them in the league since 1984. So a very long time, but got a good record against them in the 1970s and 80s. Anyway, into meeting the teams, and the Derby team and the Carlisle team are both on your screen. There, for the Carlisle player I've chose to pick is Sean Maguire. Obviously, he's had a really good couple of games for Carlisle. The player I've picked on Derby's side is Conor Hooverhan, because I didn't realise he played for Derby, to be honest. It's an absolutely quality player at this level. Obviously best known for his time at Aston Villa, got 5 years at Villa. I was very close to picking Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, so I think he's a quality player as well. But I thought Conor Hooverhan was the better shout. He's their captain. The familiar face is Tyrese John Jules. I was linked with Carlisle briefly before moving to Derby on loan. But of course, the familiar face for both sides could be our man Super Paul Simpson, because he's probably best known for, well, not best known, but he spent the majority of his career at Derby, making 186 appearances, scoring 48 goals for them. So he's well known by the Derby fans. But yeah, Conor Hooverhan, though, I couldn't believe it when I seen he was a Derby player. For me, I wouldn't change the starting lineup. I think the starting lineup, what we had against Lincoln, worked very well. Obviously, Luke Plange with his first goal for the club, hopefully got a bit of confidence and can build on that. So yeah, Anderson, Finback, Sam Lavelle, Paul Huntington, John Mellis, Callum Guy, Jack Armour, Owen Moxon, Jordan Gibson, Sean Maguire, Luke Plange, with a bench of Thomas Hawley, Taylor Charters, Terry Blade, Joe Garner, Dylan McGeoch, Jaden Harris and Alfie McCarmod. I think Joe Garner's role coming off the bench is working really well. I think obviously you've got Sean Maguire and Luke Plange running the defenders throughout the game, sort of thing like what Dennis would do last season, tire the defenders out, then Joe Garner can come on and make an impact. And I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I think the crowd's going to be mental. I think at the minute, as I record this video, we're on 9,000 plus tickets. Derby have sold their away end out. I think it's going to be a real good game. But what is your prediction? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here, why not subscribe for some weekly Sky Bet League 1 content, mainly looking at Carlisle United, of course. But thank you so much for watching. I've been CU04, and of course, I'll see you in the next one.
me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.